For the mobile oil site.
We all guys got to stick together.
I'm just having a nice pause here. All right. Well, mobile oil is, again, I think that's one of our just, generational opportunities that we have to shape this city. It's been obviously a very long process to acquire that property, to work on the environmental cleanup, and that's still going to be years down the road to address those cleanup issues. I really feel strongly, I've got my own personal ideas of what I think that property should be, and I will be happy to share them. But I also think because that property was acquired with tax dollars, it was required on behalf of the public that we need to engage our community to come up with that vision for what needs to be done there. And I think once you have that vision, that gets people excited. Not a lot is going on right now, so people are just thinking, well, geez, nothing's going on. But I know the city has been working to extend some bike trails through there now so that there's better access along the river. And that's the kind of thing that starts to get people excited. So I really feel strongly that we should have a process to come up with a vision. That being said, my vision, I would like to see that be primarily a residential neighborhood. I think that's one of our great opportunities to create a new neighborhood right close to downtown in the heart of the city. There was a concept that was put together almost 10 years ago now that showed uses, public uses and public access to the waterfront, so that should be goal number one, is any waterfront should remain public. There's a marina in that concept so that there's a place for transient boaters who are coming up and down the Mississippi and the Black can pull their boat off safely and have a place where they can have a place for their boat, get out, walk on the trails, walk on those things to downtown or other places. In the heart of the mobile oil site, I would like to see residential uses there, obviously after cleanup so that there aren't any environmental issues whatsoever. And then I think if you look at Copeland Avenue and you see the success of the Festival Foods and what's happened on the east side, you could almost flip that to the west side and see that kind of high-quality commercial development with, again, a mix of housing there as well that could happen on Copeland Avenue. So I think you have, and then the other part of it is there's going to be a very large green space because a good chunk of that land is in the floodway and it can never be developed. So that's going to remain green space, and there should be trails and connections so that, again, our citizens can get to the water and get to those neat areas.
Yeah, I don't think we differ that much on this issue. Obviously, it's big enough to accommodate a mixed use. Those people who served with me on the council know that I'm always fond of, I suppose it's a metaphor, this is a 90-day decision we're going to make, this is a 2-year decision we're going to make. I've always hoped someday to be in public service when I could vote on a 100-year issue. I've never made it. The best I could tell you was a 50-year issue, and that was the Dorflinger building when we voted on that. And then I think the sign ordinance was a 50-year issue. But what we do with this site, I think, could be a 100-year issue. And I hope to be there, no offense.
In 100 years?
Oh, Joe will be with me. But I hope to be there because that's been a lifetime goal to cast in my life one 100-year vote. And so that would be it, because that will remake the face of this community for the next 100 years. And that's why I say to people, go slow. We're going to get one chance. That's it. And if you put ticky-tack in there, that's what you're going to have for the next 100 years. If you put something in there that is significant and bold and empowers the community, that's what you'll have for the next 100 years. But it will be a 100-year decision.
The question goes to Mr. Farmer.